Hey everyone, and welcome to our second Hollywood Hills episode of the 2022 season. The racing season is just there. It is so close. Next weekend, it's the first round of the EWXCs. The weekend after that, first round of the GXC season. 2 weeks after that, the first round of the Farm Jams. So it's going to be a pumper of an end of January and all the way through February. In fact, it's the biggest February I have ever seen in all my years of racing. So that really bodes well for a good year ahead as well. Sounding like things are on the move already. The GXCC guys are out there at the farm at Verena. And then I took the opportunity this week. I had a little gap in my schedule, so I thought I haven't seen the Vans boys for a while. So I drove up to Middleburg, caught up with the friends, family, and everyone. And we were actually able to go out to their venue at Isiala. That was round number 1. They hosted us at the beginning of 2021. It's also going to be the host for the opening round of the 2022 season at Farm Jam. So it was cool to go out to the farm, also to go out to Vans Racing on the bike side and the audio side. And we caught up with Leon and Rowan to chat about Farm Jam, the future, and what to look forward to at round number 1.
Okay, Leon, it's 2020 season. It's Farm Jam time again. Tell us what you guys have got in store for us.
Yeah, 2022 came quickly, and this year we're doing a 5-round series for Farm Jam. Our first one's going to be out at Isiala, and that's where we are filming today. It's been a wet season, and I think we're going to have a wet race for this first one. Ron will tell us a little bit more about the track later on. Farm Jam this year is going to be the same as last year. We're focusing on the Hare Scramble series. We're focusing on the junior riders. We want to get them up and going. And our main thing is it's not just about the pro riders, but it's about the amateur riders, getting them out here, getting their skills up again. We are really working at that. And it sounds repetitive the whole time, but I've seen since last year when we had the first Farm Jam and at the end of the series, how people's riding has improved through that time that we had the Hare Scramble sort of stuff. So that's our aim for this year again, is to get the riders' skills up.
So tell us about the format. I mean, obviously it's Hare Scramble, but there's a lot of category breakdowns. Anything changed for this season?
Yeah, this season we are going to change the classes slightly a little bit. We still have S1, S2, S3 classes. They're the same with amateur, the same with novice. The only thing we're going to change this year is we want per bike in each class. So when I say S1, that's your 450 class and 300 two-stroke class. That's the only bikes we're going to allow in that class. S1 will also allow 500, obviously. But in the S2 class, that's only going to be the 350s. And then in the S3 category, that's going to be your 200 two-stroke up to 200 two-stroke and your 250 four-stroke bikes. So we want to try and keep the classes per bike CC. Normally we would have allowed a 250 to ride in the S1 class, which is the bigger class, but in the sort of Hare Scramble style racing that we're doing, there's advantages and disadvantages for certain people in certain areas that we race. So we're going to strictly keep it to class and CC on bikes.
Thanks, Leon. That's good. Okay, Ro, tell us what you've got in store for us here at round number 1 at Isiala. This was obviously the opening round from last year as well.
Yes, last year the rain caught us out quite bad. We had a couple of models that started up and the oaks got stuck in those. This year we prepared a lot better for them. We've made new, there's plenty new routes this year at Isiala, and we've got more chicken routes as well. So the oaks who's confident with rocks and a bit more tech, it's awesome. It's a shorter route for them. The oaks who wants to take a longer route, which is easier, we cater for that as well. So it's gonna be a lacquer one. It's nice terrain. It's something for everyone. And the laps are gonna be probably about 25 to 28 k's. It should take them for the average oak about 40 minutes. So I think it's gonna be a good one.
Last year we were kind of blown away by the entry. I think we went almost 500 last time around, so it became quite a small course all of a sudden. So you guys have obviously factored that into your planning.
Yes, yeah, we did. Yeah, we caught us off quite a bit last year. This year we've made space for that as well. Yes. So we're not going to have that same issues. More routes to choose from, so much better.
Leon, from your side, going back to like the format of Farm Jams, one of the reactions from round one, and it actually was incorporated into round number 2, was putting the ladies and the 85 pros in the morning. We're sticking with that, yes?
Yeah, we're definitely going to stick with that. That was one of the problems last year, is we had such a big amount of guys on the track. So obviously we changed that after the second round, and it worked out perfectly for the rest of the year. The one big thing we're also changing on the junior side this year is we added another class into the 65s. Obviously we saw the gate sizes on entries, and the 65 gate is huge. So we sat down, looked at the times of the kids, and we decided let's break up the 65 class into 2 classes. We'll have the 65 Pro class, which will still do the same track, but now there's a 65 junior as well. The 65 juniors, we're not going to split this in an age thing, it's more a skill sort of a split. So let's say a 50 rider coming from the 50s, they'll move up. If he's a good rider, they'll move up into the 65 pros. The 65 class there for the juniors will stay open for a kid that actually just starting. He's not starting on a 50, he's starting on a 65, so that's the perfect class for him to start on. It's the same that we have with the 85s. We've got an 85 pro class, they do the actual big loop, and then we've got the 85 junior class, which is for that kid that just started on an 85, and he jumps into that class. It's perfect, and while we're splitting up the kids, we're giving more kids the opportunity to win and progress in the sport. So that's the main point about that.
Ro, on some of the senior gates, we saw last year some of the guys weren't sure whether they were an intermediate or a novice. Are you able to explain the difference between those two guys to help them enter into the right gate?
A novice oak is also like a oak who's starting off-road riding or off-road racing or even enduro, and he wants to, for his like first race, that's the place to be. A oak who's been riding 2-3 years already, he knows this type of riding, intermediate's perfect for him. And then obviously the oak who wants to be, more competitive, the pro class, that's what that's for, yeah.
Perfect. And then Leon, just tell us about the new format that you've got digitally. I see you've got a new website and a new timing system worked into that as well.
Yeah, this year we've gone with Tag Time, which is Jonathan. He's actually put up a website for us, so you can enter on .farmjam.co.za, and on there you'll find your entry. There's the merch stuff, the t-shirts and caps and that sort of stuff you can buy directly from there. It's just to try and make it easier for everyone. That's at the end of the day, that's the way.
A lot of information coming out as well. I see obviously the WhatsApp group is pumping there. You've already sent out, I think it's Ulrika that sent it all out, telling the guys where to stay. There's loads of places to stay around here.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, we want to keep racing as cheap as possible. For those folks that want to sleep over, I mean, there's so many places in and around Middleburg to sleep over. Either that, or it's an hour and a half drive from Pretoria, 2 hours from Joburg. It's not that far, so let's try and keep the cost down for the guys,
So Leon, who are you guys going to be working with this year as far as partnerships go?
Yeah, Farm Jam has always just been run by me and Ron and our companies. This year, Mark Henderson and Dunlop has come on board, and we're really happy with them. It's nice to see a brand like Dunlop getting involved in the actual sport that we do, and that's great. On the production side, yes guys, you're going to have yourself on TV again this year. We will be full out taking videos and making a proper show of every event, and there we're going to have Polysport and Subaru helping us out with that. Big thanks to those guys. So from here on, it's just get online guys, get your entries in, and we'll see you at Isiala.
So that's what we've got in store. That is on the 19th of February. So go online. They are now using their new online system working through their website, which is www.farmjam.co.za. That's where you can enter the race. That's where you can buy some of the new merch, which is apparently going to be ready this week as well. So that's going to be awesome. You guys can rock out there looking factory fresh. I'm definitely putting my order for me and the boys, and we will definitely be going up there and filming this first event and all of their 5-round championship. So what have we got looking forward to in show number 3 for the season? I'm going to go out next week and chat to Justin at CW, Cycle Work Suspension, and he's going to be talking to us about all things Öhlins. He's got some new products for the 2022 season for all you guys to make the bouncy things bounce a little bit better and smoother. So we'll be chatting with Justy, and also looking forward to a little teaser because we will be going out and filming the first round of the EWXCs, and we'll go straight into edit for that. So after that, it's going to be business as usual, and it's going to be an absolute banger of a February. Hope you guys are well rested, good to go, and we are definitely clicking through the gearbox now. We'll see you later.